Hi, this is Burr Stewart, and if you enjoyed my last video, you'll probably enjoy this one. We're going to get right back to basics here with 4 legacy Burlington Northern units on the point, and a very, very long British passenger train. Some more diesels, this time C-636s, but look, there's a C-415, an Alco RS3, and what's this steam engine? Ha! There's a story behind that too. So let's get started. I wasn't going to take video on this day, but then I saw this consist coming in to Interbay Yard. And I thought, I just have to share this. Look at this, the way the red CB&Q GP30s are lined up. Followed by an SP&S GP9. A legacy GN paint GP9. And a BN engine, which of course BN is the whole point of this, right? The Burlington Northern in 1973. Nice. That's our engine terminal in the back there at Interbay. One day we'll get those sand towers built. Who doesn't love a Jordan spreader, right? And I'm going to just let you see this whole train. We were restaging after an operating session last week. So we're just kind of moving things around. Isn't that a cool caboose with kind of slanted windows? That originally was on the Great Northern, but it's, of course, got its Burlington Northern paint now. Anyway, that's a small train that was coming over from the Wayside yard in Everett to Seattle's Interbay. And the next thing that happened was that Robin had brought a bunch of new passenger cars over, and he was pulling it with this really great sounding twin engine diesel. They didn't call these Growlers for nothing, right? That's a dynamometer car behind the engine. Each one of these new passenger cars has detailed interiors, but I couldn't really figure out how to show that to you with a video camera, so you'll just have to take my word for it. I tried to, but you can't really see in there. That's a view of the Interbay yard there. That black thing on the fascia is a holder for a proto throttle. After we came around the corner, I think we had some sort of a meet. That's Seaview Avenue there in Ballard. Oh boy, he cranked up the throttle. Look at that. Whoops. And then he derailed. Yeah, that's what happens when you go too fast. Yeah, and then the Squid Bridge has got an improvement. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a guy waving his hands in fear of the squid underneath the bridge there in a little log tender. That's a 3D printed model that I picked up at a swap meet recently. That's a long train, a long passenger train. Whoops, it stopped again. Oh yeah, here I can show you the detail of the new guy with the log tender skiff. I'll have to find out what they called those little miniature tugboats that they hauled logs around in log boom ponds. You know what I'm talking about, right? And another repositioning move, we were taking our loaded ore jennies back up to Bellingham, and we thought, why not use some really cool motive power for the job. There's a reason we were moving these engines, and it really doesn't matter because we're just going to enjoy looking at them. And that steam engine is something that Brian picked up in a swap meet, a Southern Pacific steam engine, which we'll show in a minute. Don't those engines sound good? See the hesitation? We had that in the last video too. It's caused because I have the back EMF, which stands for electromotive force. I had the back EMF too high, and so the engines were fighting each other. That's a CV setting in the decoder you can change, which I will do. Now there's an RS3 that Brian brought over for fun, and C415 that he did from a brass model. And there's the whistle from the SP locomotive. What was cool about this was they had those scoops in front for deflecting the smoke. Here's a little picture of those Alco units that Brian brought. And he also found this nicely weathered Comet Rice hopper car from Texas. We're going to run that in our trains now to honor our Texas friends. And here's the SP locomotive, and you can see the ridges on the top that were used to try to deflect the smoke up into the air instead of around the sides of the passenger cars, just before steam was phased out. And here's a nice picture of that hopper car. I wanted to show you the top of this engine one more time, and then we'll see it running. See how it's all streamlined to try to get the smoke up high? I wonder when this locomotive was manufactured. Seems to have friction bearings in the tender trucks. Very nice. Okay, here comes the steam engine now. He's going to pull in and stop at the station as if he had some passenger cars behind him. All aboard. That's a smooth running thing. What? Did you see that? Picked up a branch from the side of the track? We'll have to see that again. Oh, I really got to get the maintenance away crews out there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. We had some fun this week with trains, and that's what this channel is all about. Much fun with trains. And you know, if you did enjoy it, take a look at the rest of the channel because there's all kinds of videos on here. Not only my layout that you saw here, but I visited some other great layouts and there are shots of that too. So for now, this is Burr Stewart wishing you much fun with trains.